I'm Brian.
And I'm Nina. Thanks for watching us again.
Yeah, so far we talked a little bit about the current market and where the bottom might be. Foreclosures looming in the next couple of years and the amount of inventory currently left in our market. As we discussed already, the market peaked around 2005 to 2006. And then in the fall of 2007 was when everything came crashing down with the subprime crisis. Home values have fell on average of 20% across the board. And that generally means that anyone bought over the last 5 years probably doesn't have a whole lot of equity in their home, unless they've done some major improvements to it.
Yeah, and anyone who bought before 2005 and could have had equity in their home, a lot of those people don't have equity anymore because they refinanced their home and got cash out so that they could do other things with it. This crisis has caused laws to be put into place that will protect this from ever happening again. For example, the subprime market was driving the demand for houses so high that the prices were going through the roof. Now, since that is gone, the false appreciation has vanished with it. Some protection is good, but one consequence of this is that we won't have the increases in equity that so many people are needing. That means that once our market stabilizes and gets back to some kind of normalcy, then we will see a slow recovery.
Yeah, many experts are anticipating it'll be at least 10 years before we capture some of the equity that's been lost. I know it sounds like doom and gloom, but the crisis is obviously making it impossible for a lot of people to sell or even to refinance. However, this crisis is causing it to be one of the best buyer's markets in history. Next week, we'll talk a little bit about why it's such a great time to buy and how the interest rates, being as low as they are, affect your purchasing power. It may surprise you.
Hopefully we are getting close to the bottom, but we'll see. One big step is our recovery would be if the government stops messing around and decides to extend the tax cuts that are expiring in just over a month. Can you believe it's almost 2011?
Yeah, that's crazy. Last week, White House Senior Advisor David Axelrod came out and said that they won't let the tax cuts expire for everyone. Most experts agree that it's suicide to raise taxes on anyone in our current economic crisis. Last week we talked about 115,000 jobs that were created in October, and the U.S. has gained over 800,000 for the year so far. But the problem is that the increase in job growth is nothing compared to what we need to really help stabilize our economy. Although we're headed in the right direction slowly, we need to increase jobs by 150,000 a month just to keep the unemployment level from rising.
No matter where you stand on taxes, it is a fact that 70 to 80% of jobs are created by small businesses. Once those small businesses start feeling secure about the taxes, and once those jobs are created, the more people will be in a better position to keep their homes. With interest rates being the lowest they have been since they've been tracked back in the 1970s, people are looking to refinance since it's so difficult to sell. The problem with that is that the decline in values is making it difficult for these people to be able to refinance.
Yeah, that's right. We wanted to have a lender that we work with who's been in the business for many years give us some insight on this.
Thanks, Brian and Nina, for having me here today. Hey, today we're going to talk to you about a few things about refinancing. Now, a couple years ago, we were using our homes as ATM machines to pull cash out. We could buy whatever we wanted to. Lending was very easy. Today, it's not so easy. A couple things that have changed. Number one, the way we order appraisals. In May of 2009, there was a law that was passed called the HVCC, or Home Value Conduct Code. And what that says is that where we could order our own appraisals a couple years ago as a mortgage professional, today we actually have to go through an appraisal warehouse. We send in a form, we get an appraisal from maybe a different town that comes in and does an appraisal here in maybe, let's say, Salem. So the challenge is that you don't have any communication with the appraiser. The second thing is that credit score requirements have really gone up. They're going to continue going up. Conventional, FHA, VA, USDA. It used to be where if anybody had a 620 credit score, you got a loan. You got the best rate and everything was good. Today, conventional loans require to get the best rate a 740 credit score. FHA, VA, as long as you're above 640, you're going to get a pretty good rate. Below 620, though, you're just not going to get a loan today. So those are some of the challenges that have come up. Third thing I want to share with you is an important piece of the puzzle is as values come down a little bit and the rates are down low and you want to refinance, but you're thinking, I can't refinance. Down below are two websites. One's Fannie Mae's, one's Freddie Mac's. You probably have one or the other loan. The way to find out is go into the websites, punch in your information, your address, maybe your social security number, and figure out whether you have a Fannie or Freddie loan. And if you have either one of those loans, contact your mortgage professional. See if you qualify for that low rate, because rates are at an all-time low. So while the values have come down a little bit, under the Fannie and Freddie guidelines, there's a program called HARP that may be the solution to your problem that you thought you had. If the values on your home has come down and you didn't think you could get a home loan, under HARP, Home Affordable Refinance Program, you may qualify for that low rate that you didn't think you could qualify for. So please, go to the links below, plug in your information, see if you qualify, and then contact your mortgage professional and see if you can get that low rate. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Buddy. And don't forget, the links for Fannie and Freddie's websites are down below. If you have any questions regarding refinancing, give Buddy a call or drop us an email. A link to Buddy's website is also below.
Yeah, thanks so much for watching us again this week. That's it, but we're going to see you next week. Have a great weekend.